Mr. Dan Fazio joining us this morning.
Hey, you never know, man.
We got AB in the audience today.
You never know, man.
Dante Pena. Good morning, Michael. Big Play J. Simon. Anya. Felicia. Mr. Lopez. Mike. Cheryl. How y'all doing today? Working out with a pic of Dan for inspiration. There you have it, Dan. Ladies and gentlemen, how is everybody doing today?
We're just getting started, John.
What are you doing today to get started?
What am I doing today to get started? I'm here. I'm sharing my time with these individuals. And I'm ready to fire everybody up.
Let's get it. I'm trying to see. We got Mr. Zadai joining us. AB, man, where are you at? Good morning.
Bob,
Great morning to everyone.
Bob, you starting stuff in the chat?
Man, that's why I'm a little late today. Yes, sir.
Love it.
Ooh.
Yeah. I've been pondering about that for a little while. Everybody talking about, oh, people do business with those they know, like, and trust. Well, yeah. I mean, does it make it better or nicer if you know someone? If I know Dan, for example, yeah, that gives it more clout. If I like him, even better. But if I know that he knows his shit and I trust him when he tells me, hey, Bob, I've got a deal, I know that he's got a deal, you better believe I'm going to work with him, even if I might not like him or I might not, know him that much.
Part of that, Bob, though, is you know that my time is valuable to the point where I'm not going to waste my time on it if it's not a deal. So if I'm wasting my time to bring it to you,
Right.
that's
knowing you.
Is a deal.
That's knowing you. But let's say, for example, Jamal. I don't know who Jamal is. I don't know if I like him or not. Okay. But if Jamal comes on stage here and shows me that he knows his shit, okay, then I trust him. If he starts talking to me about deals and how he's converting and how he's doing his stuff, and I trust him, if he reaches out to me and he says, hey, Bob, I've got a deal, you better believe I'm going to pay attention. But if someone just tells me, hey, does anybody do business in,
No.
Jensen Beach, Florida?
Fuck every single one of you post that in the chat. I fucking hate every single one of you.
So how do you really feel about it?
Listen, we don't gotta hate anybody. I think people are coming in. They haven't done their first deal. They're trying to figure out,
right,
who's in their
exactly.
area. That when you post stuff like that, though, to what Bob is saying about trust, we trust that you're just getting started in this business, and maybe you don't know what you're doing. When you post a very broad comment like that, it doesn't serve you, doesn't really serve anybody. You're not adding any value with making that comment.
Though, but I don't really know Dante, and I feel like if Dante like brought me something that he felt like aligned with maybe where I do business or something like that, I would take it more seriously, right?
He's proven himself to you. He's proven himself.
Yeah, but I've never seen a HUD from him. I don't know what he's making. Like, I don't really know how many deals he's closing.
Right.
You know what I mean? But I can tell from his like demeanor, and then also too who he surrounds himself with.
Right.
That that his time is valuable, and he's not just going to just pick up anything and just try to make it a deal, like, you know. So he said, "I don't have any nuts."
Right. See, I mean, that's what makes Dante likable, right? And okay, to a certain degree, yes, Dante, what you say, you won't do business with you no matter how good your deal is. I'm not so sure. If they don't like you, I might not like someone, okay, but if they've got a hot deal, okay, and I know I've got people that want that deal, and I can move it, it's just a transaction for me at that point. Okay.
It's nothing personal, just business for you, right?
I've done it before. I've done it
in some cases, yes. But here's the thing. Here's the thing.
Not everyone's like that, though.
Correct.
I'm not. There's a lot of people.
Correct.
They might care if you have a great deal. If they don't like you, they won't even look at it.
True. Okay, but trust for me is the number one thing. Okay. Out of those things, if I have to like you or know you or trust you when it comes to a deal, I'm picking trust every single time. Okay? If I know you know your shit, okay, I'm still gonna look at your deal. Okay? But obviously knowing you, if I know Dante and I like him and I see that he cracks jokes and that he knows his shit, you better believe I'm gonna do business with him. Okay? But if I don't know AB, or I know AB is an asshole, okay, but he does a ton of business, and he comes to me and goes, "Hey Bob, you're a dick, but here's a deal. I still want to give it to you." Okay? Yeah, you're right. I might take offense to that, but if he comes to me and he's just, I look at it as just like the sellers that give us a hard time. They're
Or
just
lie to us.
grumpy or lie to us. Exactly. Does that mean that I won't do business with them? No, I'll still do business with them. I just know how to handle them. That's all. Okay, so you just learn how to handle people, and it's just a people skills, in my opinion, more than anything else. But at the end of the day, you do want to put food on the table for your family, so you don't want to turn business away necessarily. Now, when you get to Dante's position, where you've got deals left and right, you can become more choosy and picky. Okay, I completely agree with that. Then you go, okay, I hate Bob, I like Dan, I'm going to work with Dan, fuck Bob, I'm not going to work with him. Yeah, absolutely. Okay? But if you're not there yet, if you're not at Dante's place yet, learn some people skills, learn some sales skills.
Be around, if anything, Bob.
What's that?
I feel like that'd probably be the other way around.
I feel like we're referring to an incident. Is there an incident that brought this conversation?
No, not at all.
Not a specific
I
one.
haven't.
I think it's more like just when people join the chat and they come in with these profiles.
Yeah, it was from a chat. Yeah, it was from a chat.
Yeah.
Oh, because I was gonna say I'm kind of guilty of this. And this is me taking accountability. I had somebody who brought me quote unquote a buyer, ended up not being a buyer, ended up being a big box wholesaler, right? Posing to be a buyer, offering me, a specific price. I said I had to get back to them. I wasn't sure if, seller went ghost on me. He was, doing the typical thing that most sellers do. So we were waiting for them to come around. And when we got them around, they came back and say, "Oh, the buyer's backed out. They don't want to do it anymore. But if you can get it lower, maybe I can consider."
Yeah.
Like a negotiating tactic. So I was like, and I did this via text message. I was like, bro, fuck you and your buyer. Don't send me. I'm not sending y'all any more deals. Like, we're not doing this. Like, we're not doing this shit again. I'm not sending y'all anything like anymore. Like, it's for me. I've been in this game too long to know what's happening. That This is why I don't like Dispo. So yeah. So guilty.
No, it's not a matter of being guilty or not guilty. It's a matter of learning, right? I mean, you basically what you need to do is accept what your current reality is. Okay, that's where you are at. Okay, decide what it is that you want. All right. do you want to be the same? Do you want to be do you want to deal with these types of people or not? Okay.
No.
And then decide what you can do right away to move towards whatever you want. Okay.
I do not like wholesaling. Strictly novations and doing most of my deals are creative,
Yep.
either sub twos or novation sub twos. I don't think I have one assignment on my board right now, and I think we got
Love it.
10 in the pipeline. So
Love it. Love it. Love it. Yeah.
Well,
No.
though, I you know what though, Bob, I do have something to say about this particular subject.
I'm sure you do.
I feel when do I not? I feel like partly if I don't like you, I probably have like a particular reason. And normally people who I don't like, I don't trust. So although I might work with someone who maybe I don't necessarily like wouldn't hang out with is a better scenario because maybe they just kind of maybe get on my nerves or something. I've done deals with people in here who I don't necessarily like their attitude or whatever. But I did a deal last year with a guy in here who I'm not a fan. I would never hang out with him in person. I wouldn't necessarily say that I dislike him though. I feel like if I dislike you, I don't trust you. And like for instance, like one of Dante's colleagues or friends, I make it pretty well known. I don't like that individual. And I know that he knows his shit. I still wouldn't do a deal with him because I don't trust him. So I don't feel like he would put the level that the trust into the deal that I would need him to do so. So therefore, I would never work with him again. That doesn't mean that I don't know that I know because the thing is like that one is this particular situation because I know that he knows what he's talking about, but I would never do a deal with him again because I don't trust him and I don't like him. So it's like, the thing is like I feel like if I particularly like have a reason why I don't like you, I probably don't trust you either. And that may have came from like I don't trust you, so therefore I don't like you, or it's like if I don't like you, I probably really don't trust you either. So I feel like though you could do a deal with someone though who I wouldn't necessarily like go grab dinner with.
Right. Exactly. So let me ask you this: if and we've got somebody in here, we had somebody in here who had just symbols for his name. Phenomenal. All right. Let's say if Vidush Rana, and I'm sorry, Vidush, I don't know you, but let's say if Vidush reaches out to Dan and says, "Hey, Dan, I've got a deal," and he shows it to you or she shows it to you. Sorry, I don't know. You don't know that person. You don't.
Right.
You might not necessarily like that person. Okay.
Yeah.
But if that person shows you, some sort of credibility to build that trust with you first, you're gonna take a look at that deal.
Sure. Yeah.
Right. But I get your point.
Bob. It's funny you said that because
Vidush.
Me and Vidush are actually working on a deal together.
It's
so funny that you said that.
There you go. 55 people that pick the right guy. There you go.
Crazy. That is crazy. But it is funny because I was hanging out in the voice channels when I just answering people's questions, and how he got my attention is because of the fact that he just simply started talking about it. He started asking questions about this deal that he was working on. And the more things that he brought up, the more interested I became. Then I was just like, well, can you send me the address? He said, sure. Now, that's a big deal because, he doesn't know me.
He doesn't have it under contract either.
Right? He doesn't have it under contract. He doesn't know me. Dude, slung me the address over, my direct messages. We both got on the phone with the agent yesterday. Now, unfortunately, this is not really a deal that we're gonna really be able to do anything with, especially in the near future. But and I told him I had some people that I could put on it to maybe try to get something out of it. But you're right in that case, like that's just. I just think like that's the natural progression, though, to working with one of us.
Exactly.
If you want to work with one of us, don't come at it from a sense like, don't send me a DM and say, "Hey Dan, do you have buyers in such and such?" You know what I mean? I'm not even gonna don't come at it in the chat with that question. You know what I mean? Like the best way to get, you know, any of our attention, like anybody who's up here on stage, or Matt Riley who likes to stay down there in the audience and you know, and hang out with his dogs. He, you know, anybody, any of us, if you want to work with us on a deal, if you want to use our resources, I tell people, I'm like, come in the show, start asking questions about a deal that you're currently working on, and then have the openness to actually work with us one-on-one. I promise you, if there's value on the table, or we feel like we could do something with that address or with that deal, the situation, we will reach out to you, or we will make it known that we would like to work with you, and then we'll say, let's get connected outside the, you know, outside of this, you know, situation.
I got a good example of how somebody got in touch and actually got Matt's interest on a deal, right? So they didn't say, "Hey Matt, you know, how would you structure this?" They said in the chat, "Matt, I'm working on a deal. It's 2.75 interest rate. Would you be interested in getting this under contract sub 2?" Matt responds, 30 seconds. Count me in, all right? You can depend on Matt for that deal. We can't hear you.
You got to bring up a 2.75 interest to get Matt to come up here. Is that it?
That's a good attention getter. When I was in school, we were told how to create, when you have to speak in front of the class, how you're structuring your presentation. You got to give that hook and attention getter in the beginning of your presentation to get someone's attention. And when you drop a 2.75% interest rate in the chat, pretty good attention getter.
Doesn't get that much better. Yeah.
We'll see.
Than that.
We'll see.
Yeah, we've had a couple of those come our way recently. Like, one of them was 2%. I'm like, oh my God, I'm salivating. I'm you know, I want this. But the numbers still just didn't make sense.
That's why we're in the DM right now, and I'm and
it killed me. It killed me. I kept on going back and forth.
If you say numbers don't make sense, Bob, what do you mean by that?
So the PITI was way higher than market rents, and I mean, by a lot. It wasn't even close.
Was it upside down? Was it upside down loan value?
It wasn't an upside down loan value necessarily, but there was arrears and a big chunk. This is on a higher end property. Yeah.
Have they had a loan modification done before?
I don't remember. I don't think so. Good question. I don't remember. But even if they do a loan mod, that 2%, you can kiss it goodbye.
Right. Well, so I see there's these guys I have that, you know, with us, we got to have something where it's got a cash flow.
Exactly.
Or have equity, right?
Mm-hmm.
But there's some guys out there, they don't mind being negative cash flow and just sustaining, waiting for the appreciation of the property. Yeah. So
I hear you. This one was just a little, you know, on the higher end, and so yeah. And quite honestly, to be quite honest with you, I don't have enough of those buyers where, you know, they're high income earners, or they don't mind being, you know, negatively cash flowing for a little while.
You got my way next time. I want to take a look at it.
Yeah, you got it.
I have capital that they don't mind just letting it sit for a little bit.
Okay, all right. I'm not sure though, because I'm not sure if I like you or not. So we'll see.
Damn, get in line.
I don't like you because I love you, man. Come on, now.
We met up.
Yeah,
everybody.
be happy to. Yeah, it was so awesome. It was so awesome meeting Dante and Mike Martin and John. It was awesome. That was awesome.
Dream realized for sure.
All right. So we have the one and only Matt Riley on stage. God knows. I mean, I wasn't here yesterday, so I don't know if he shows up or not when I'm not around. I don't know if he likes me or not anymore, or what.
I'm in the craziest daisy chain of my life right now, at least in the last year on one of my deals. That's been driving me crazy since yesterday.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, on my Mesa, Arizona deal, 1.2 million. Doesn't allow short-term rentals, so we got a lot of owner occupants, got a lot of maybe midterm rentals. Been a little bit of a hassle to get rid of, and then finally got somebody who identified themselves as not the end buyer, but hey, got a buyer for you. Perfect. Want a JV on it? No problem. So then they did their walkthrough, and they did their walkthrough, and then they were just very slow in communication after that. They were like, will he take, and they threw out like a lowball offer, and the JV partner shared the screenshot with me and was like, here's what they said. And I was like, screw these guys, they're wasting time. And my seller is like, hey, I either need to sell this or I have a long-term rental application I need to accept. I don't want to burn that bridge, so they got to let me know. So then finally the buyers were like, okay, we're ready to go. We did a little negotiation, all good, sent out the contract, signed it, sent it to the seller, we're under contract, sent it out to the title company. I come to find out those people are not even the end buyer. So I'm JVing somebody who then has, and I'm sure you know who it is, Bob, and I'm not going to drop any names.
We got to talk about this afterwards, man. I got to know who this is.
They signed this contract, and then it's the buyer, so that they assigned it to an agent who doesn't even have the buyer. This agent knows the agent who has the buyer.
Oh, wow.
Then they started a group chat. There are 9 people in this group chat. In this agent, the agent to the agent who has the buyer, he keeps broing me in the text messages, bro. So I had to call him yesterday.
Matt really hates that.
I hate it so much. I hate it. And so he said bro like 3 times in a row. So then I just picked up the phone and I called him, and it's so messy now. And the guy that I know that you know him. I was like, get him on the phone. Why am I the one doing all the work here, explaining day one stuff to these people? You guys, it's an absolute nightmare. So
did you get this guy off of Investor Lift?
No. So this guy, the guy that I'm JVing with, I don't know him personally, but I've seen him in the creative groups. He's more of a connector than an actual wholesaler, I believe. I don't think he actually gets his stuff under contract. I think he has his own buyers list, and so he sees the deals and then connects the parties, which I'm okay with. He's been fine during this, but he did not. I don't know, man. There's a big confusion of like, I don't know if he knew that we were signing a contract not with the end buyers, which is the person that at least one person here knows. And it's really messy, and I didn't appreciate it. And now my seller burned the bridge.
I was going to say.
He canceled that long-term rental agreement, which he waited for like 4 days. He's like, I'm putting these renters on the back burner. Let me know. And then I thought the deal was dead. Then they came in. And then he's like, all right, I told them I can't do it anymore. So he's like, they're really pissed off, but all good. And then we were supposed to get non-refundable earnest. And now the end buyer is not aware of any of the conversations that took place prior. So with the person that I'm under contract with, they know it's a 10-day close. They know it was non-refundable earnest money. They told me they're ready to go. They signed the contract. End buyer is still asking for a bunch of shit that I was told we're good to go. So now I got to deal with my seller, who's it's. So again, going back to like the daisy chains, and it's just there's 9 people on one deal. I don't know. These guys they must be making $1,500 each time that they're assigning it out to somebody.
I was going to say, how much meat is on that bone?
That's what it's the person that we know. I was like, what are they making on? Like, there's no way that they're making any money. And he showed it's like $1,500. They took it from me and assigned it for $1,500 to this agent who has the buyer.
For $1,500 lousy dollars, they're messing up your deal on a $1.2 million property.
And then I get
Jesus.
then the guy that I know shares me a screenshot between him and the contract signer, and he's like, "This is too much." He's like, "If you guys want to just let them go, just go ahead. We don't even care." And it's like, bro, you fucked up my deal. You're not even communicating with anybody, and then you say, "Just let him go. Who cares about this?" And it's like, that's the buyer. I care because I have the seller who I've done 6 deals with, and he already burned a bridge taking this deal because you said you guys are ready to go, but you're not even really the end buyer.
Yeah.
And he prefaced himself as the end buyer or who had the buyer, when really he didn't. He had the agent who had the agent who had the buyer.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Matt, but I feel worst for the seller than anybody else in this scenario.
That's what I'm saying, and that's
Yeah.
why I got so. I was
Matt was real quick to
9
the switch
o'clock
up there.
last
Matt
night.
was like, I know. That's what I'm saying, bro. I do too.
I was so fired up about it. Like, since last night, I was on the phone with him arguing with this guy that kept calling me bro through text messages and on the phone.
How old was this individual approximately?
He's got to be. I originally called him because when he was saying bro, I was like, I imagined what he looked like when he was saying it, and that's what made me even more mad, is picturing who was calling me bro. And then when I called him, it was not who I pictured. It wasn't like an old man. It was probably my age, but he was not who I thought. So it made it a little bit better. But it just got crazy on the call. And so I think we're good. They sent over the real buyer. I go, who's the buyer? And the agent was like, I got to look at my messages. I was like, you don't even know this is a disaster. So I got proof of funds last night and supposed to get earnest money today. So I'll let you guys know. But yeah, this is the part of the wholesaling side that I absolutely despise and I hate. I love a connector, right? All of us aren't wholesalers. All of us aren't investors. We all know our strengths and weaknesses, of course. But if you're a connector, the whole point of you being a connector is connecting the person to the end buyer and not doing this where now there's 3 assignments on one deal. Like, it's crazy. Making more work for everybody else. I know Dante's he's always talking about daisy chains and making sure that you're under contract, and that's what this is.
And he's always talking about bro too.
Bro, dude, this guy said bro 4 times in 90 seconds. And I was like, I'm gonna smash my phone. This is outrageous.
Hey, Jonathan, can you come on stage?
Let's get him on. There he is.
Attaboy. How you doing?
Yo, what's happening? How's everyone doing?
Hey, bro. What's going on?
Not much, bro. Just trying to make, deals happen, man. Trying to make, put stuff together, be, the plug. But, so I had this deal that this wholesaler sent me. They're saying that they're asking $27K past the right of redemption, and heirs do not want the property, but it would need to be foreclosed to get warranty deed and quiet title. So I was kind of confused because I'm not sure if I'm not sure if the lender has to, foreclose on the property and then do that, or if we take that to title and they figure that all out.
Why
So
does
there,
it need to be a quiet title deed?
yeah, I mean, there are a couple of questions about this. When they
Yeah.
say
Right.
pass the right to redemption, what does that mean? Does that mean that their right of redemption has passed? Is that what they're talking about? If that's the case, that means that the property has already been foreclosed, and now the redemption period is done as well. So they're SOL. They got nothing.
Trying to
But
get free money.
yeah, exactly. But if it has been foreclosed, it depends on the state as well. If it's been foreclosed and they're still within their redemption period, then yes, you can come back and pay it off and pay them the 27 if the deal makes sense. Okay. Otherwise, I wouldn't go after anything that's foreclosed already.
Right.
Because now
So
you're
the
dealing
best
with
way to check-
you're dealing with a bank, on an REO. I don't deal with that stuff.
Got you. Okay. And then the best way to track that, you would just either like pop it in PropStream or just have to let the get that from the owner, right? To make sure.
PropStream might have stale data on that, so I'd go after the owner and get that information. And county. Go to the county and see if it was actually foreclosed or not. Was there an auction date set? Did that auction date pass? Did they actually foreclose on the property or not? If so, then you know, if it's in a redemption state, again, what length of redemption period do they have in that state, and has that passed or not? If it hasn't,
Yeah.
then you've got a chance. If it has, next.
Yeah, next.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I've been noticing with PropStream, obviously we all do the best we can with the data we have in front of us, but I've noticed, especially in the last couple of deals, they're not showing up as foreclosures or even pre-foreclosures on PropStream, and then I'm being told like we're $28,000 behind, we're $15,000 behind, which is 3 to 5 months of their mortgage payments, and it's not showing up on the PropStream side.
Upstream, yeah.
Which is good for me in that scenario because I'm maybe
Right.
the first person talking to them just by
Yep.
accident, not trying to target them as a pre-foreclosure, but for anybody that's targeting pre-foreclosures and foreclosures, the data on that side at least seems to be a little outdated. So it's best to go straight to the source.
All right, sounds good. I'll let them know because that just confused me. So I gotta clarify that with them.
Attaboy. Hey,
Thank you, Philip.
you got it. I gotta jump off, guys. Pleasure being with you. There is one thing. You guys are talking about banning and stuff like that. Please, people, I have no authority of bringing anybody back that's been banned. Do not DM me and tell me, hey, I don't know what happened. Can you get me back in? No, I can't. I won't. Okay, that's not my job.
Me neither.
And I don't want that job. So please do not reach out to me.
That's funny, man.
You heard what he said.
I'll see you guys tomorrow.
I'm
Take care,
standing
Bob.
on business.
Yeah, Bob.
Take care, guys.
Man.
So I got
business.
I got story time. You guys want to hear a story?
Let's do story time with Dante. What's going on?
So we found last week a sub 2 deal. I believe was a wrap, or somebody was an investor trying to foreclose on them, but they want the full amount, not the reinstatement.
The lender?
So yeah. So and I think it's like 180,000. The house is worth 180,000. Sophia, is Sophia in here? Sophia found this deal. We were gonna give them money to just walk away, and they didn't want to take the money. They were like, "I'd rather let it go to foreclosure." And we kind of try to dig a little bit deeper, and they're like, we had our house for sale like 6 months ago. Nobody wanted to buy it then. Now all of a sudden, people are coming out of the woodwork, et cetera, et cetera. We'd rather just let it go. Keep your money. We're good. What would y'all say to that?
I've been in the same situation, not where the lender is asking for all their money, but I had a situation where I had a pre-foreclosure go into foreclosure and get auctioned off because the seller did not want to catch up the arrears. They said, I already filed for bankruptcy. I don't want to pay a penny or else it's going to ruin my situation. They wouldn't let me catch up the arrears and take over the loan. If they had let us do that, that would have been probably a 6-figure assignment. But they didn't. They just didn't want to. They didn't want to work. You got to work with people that want to be helped. You can't save people that don't want to be saved.
Right. I was going as far as I guess so. I'm just gonna get it from the auction then, but I'd rather not.
What's the alternative if they don't do a deal with you or something similar with you? Or what do they think is do they have a better option?
They don't care about options. Their only option they feel is to let the house go. We're just gonna, and I'm like, guys, I'll give you, $1,000 to just sign the deed over. Let me figure out the problems. I'm out $1,000 if I don't get the house, right? So that's the risk that I take on. We even tried to increase the money, but at this point, they're just not motivated to take it. So I didn't understand. Somebody's got some other ways. Sophia's in the chat. They don't care if their credit got ruined.
They can buy everything cash.
What are they, 18 years old? That's what I used to think when I was 18. I was like, who cares, dude? I'll just buy everything in cash. 18-year-old me thought I was going to buy a house in cash, buy a car in cash. I didn't need credit.
Man, I don't know. I tried every, it just didn't make sense to me. I thought I'd ask for some feedback, see if anybody got any better ideas. Figured I'd ask. But they just want the loan paid off. They want the loan paid off. That'd be the only way to do it, is if you paid off the loan.
They're not. What are they
I've
not
had
in
those
financial
conversations where-
distress?
They are literally going to lose their house on February 6th.
Are they living in it or no?
Yeah, no, it's vacant.
Where are
I
they?
almost want to just. We should just go to the auction, huh? I might be able to get a better deal at the auction. The loan amount's like close to the retail value.
And they probably don't care if you get it from auction. They're like, yeah, go ahead. They're probably be
That's
rooting
what
for you.
I'm
Like, yeah, man,
thinking.
go ahead.
And I've seen the house. It's nice. I mean, I even had somebody walk in and get pictures. The house is nice. It's in good condition. Supposedly the window's broken and it rained, so there's mold now. But I mean, mold is not hard to fix.
What kind of loan? Is it an assumable loan or no?
I don't think so. I think it's an investor who, like, owner financed it to them.
Was it
So-
like it's for private money as the lender as opposed
I
to an
mean,
actual lender?
it could be. I mean, it could be the it could be the turn up the hustle guys for all we know.
I
So
was gonna say, maybe in that situation you go straight to the lender and just say, hey man, I'm trying to work out this deal. I'm willing to pay the arrears. I'm willing to catch this thing up.
yeah,
Is it okay to just get it transferred over to me? If this person signs over the debt to another individual, can we do that? Because really, realistically, he's thinking like, I just want it paid off, like gone. So if you can make
Right.
it disappear in a way that makes sense to them, I feel like that's it. Like you giving him $1,000 to sign it over might not make sense, but if the lender
Right.
is physically willing to sign the deed over and the lender will just transfer it, and so to them they're like, okay, that's paid off.
yeah.
Maybe that's the way to do it. I've talked to people where literally I've broken down every line item of a subject to or something similar, and they're like not interested. And I was like, okay, just so we're on the same page before we get off the phone, you would rather get foreclosed on, or you would rather write a $20,000 check at closing, you would rather rattle off 5 different things than do this deal where I could possibly pay you $10,000 or where I could possibly get you to avoid short sale foreclosure. And with them knowing everything, they're like, yes, I would rather do that. I'm like,
I might
okay.
just go to the auction. The auction
Okay.
might sound like the
That's what
way.
you would rather.
And so this is, and Sophia put it in the chat. Literally, I think this was a text message too. I did not buy my home through a bank. I've already told you there's nothing we can do unless we're going to pay off the home. I'm not signing anything because I honestly don't trust this method. The home has been for sale since February of last year, and now all of a sudden everybody wants to come and buy it off me when the whole time I've been asking for the payoff amount. So nobody's been giving them what the loan amount is for the house to pay it off. They've been giving them less than that.
Not signing anything. And
Put
I'm
me on the
letting it
phone
go
with
to
him, man. Put me on the phone with him. I'll call him right now.
Damn,
I'll
John
call him
Johnson.
Right now. Put me on the phone.
Run it. Let's
Give
try
me
to
the
get him
number.
on. Shit, why not? You know what? Share
Dude,
this.
are they in a financial
position?
position to pay everything in cash for the next 7 to 10 years? Because if that house goes to foreclosure, they might not even be able to get approved for a credit card for the next 7 years, let alone a home loan or anything else. I think a lot of people are short-sighted on
Straight up.
how bad a foreclosure really is. Like, especially in that scenario, like you're behind X amount of dollars, 25,000, whatever, like your head is in the sand, you are hiding, and you're like, I don't care. I already told myself I'm okay with it. But you haven't really had anybody sit next to you and be like, do you know what that really looks like? I know it sounds okay right now because you're in a bad spot, but what does it actually mean for you to get a foreclosure on your credit? That's gonna drop your credit score at least 100 points, probably closer to 200. You might not even be able to get approved for a Target credit card for the next 5 years, let alone an auto loan, a house, anything that you want to do. You want to buy your kids Christmas gifts and you're low on cash, you want to go put it on a card, you might not even be able to get approved. This is going to be a significant financial burden on you for the next decade, possibly. Are you prepared to go down that route? Doesn't matter how many times you pay off your credit card on time. Like, you have a foreclosure.
Let me talk to Jessica.
You are fucked. You are
It's in the chat.
the
Drop it
worst
in the
thing that can
chat.
happen to your credit besides a bankruptcy.
Info's in the chat. Let's run it.
Let me say a little something to Jessica real quick.
See if she'll pick up. She's not been picking up. She's been answered and hanging up immediately.
Listen, y'all.
Oh, it's a female. It's
When
a
John
female.
Johnson calls, they pick up the phone. All right, they pick up the phone.
You You got a possible scorned woman over there. She's gonna feel the wrath. Yeah, I would try to see if, worst case scenario, if she'll give you the lender's information for you to contact directly. So you tell her that you'll get it paid off, that you'll try to get it paid off.
They don't answer the first time, you call them twice. All right?
They just like drop.
I think their phone is
Yes,
off.
that's what happened to us.
I think their phone is off. Hey, Jessica. This is John Johnson. I want to save you. Please give me a call. And talk to me about how we can prevent you from struggling financially for the next 7 to 10 years. All right, y'all. I'll keep you posted if she responds. I'll let you know. Oh, she got a second number, y'all. There's a second number. What's the last name? People love to be called by that last name, y'all. What's the last name? Barrera. Let's call Mr. or Mrs. Barrera.
Maybe it's Raphael's number. The husband.
Dude, switch it to Spanish. Switch it to Spanish, John.
Do the call in Spanish.
Ooh, the husband got her to change her
Crazy.
mind.
Bro, I'm telling you. Dude, you wanna give yourself a handicap, bro? Do it in Spanish.
You wanna hear some Spanish? Oh man, we'll see if they got that accent. You know what I'm saying? They don't sound too Americanized. We'll see.
There's not a Raphael out there that doesn't speak Spanish. How scary Michael Jackson looks in that thumbnail. That's terrifying. That's terrifying. He looks like someone's auntie in that thumbnail.
Hi, Mr. Barrera. This isn't Raphael.
I am. Nope.
Nope.
Got the wrong number there, buddy. Nope.
Okay, I was just trying to get in touch with somebody that might know something about this property on Brentonwood Drive.
No, I wouldn't know nothing about no property on. Only you know what Brettonwood Drive is, dude.
Oh man, I apologize.
Yeah, ain't gotta apologize. No problem.
All right. Well, you have a
Have a
great
good
rest
one.
of your day today, sir.
You too, bro. Appreciate you.
Likewise, bro. Take care.
Damn, he just hit you with the buddy.
No, he didn't call
Not
me
even
buddy.
a bro.
He didn't call me buddy. He called me bro. Let's get that correct. That guy did not
I don't
call
know
me
anything
buddy.
about that. I don't know anything about that house, buddy.
Listen, that's the number one pet peeve I have. All right, somebody that doesn't know me, want to talk to me. Somebody maybe even does know me and calls me buddy. Bro, I'll never talk to you again. I will never talk to you again. You will not
That's what I'm
talk to me,
saying.
bro.
What about Bud?
There's no
Bud,
AB
Bud
says
is probably worse, bro. I can take bro, no
AB
problem.
says he-
Bro's awesome. I'll take Bud.
buddy and everyone. Yeah, there is no respectful way to call someone buddy. It's just it doesn't exist.
That's literally
You mean
like
all the disrespect when you call someone buddy.
exactly.
I'm just gonna call everyone sir sir. Do you want to do this deal or not, sir? Sir.
Sir, please lower your voice, sir. Do you want to do
Sir.
the deal?
Sir,
Please.
I have the assignment, sir.
AB
Man.
throwing out the buddy is just,
Dials with
AB.
Dante at noon.
Let's get it. Let's run it.
We're doing dials with Dante. Hey, let me get some fire emojis in the chat if you guys want to see some dials with Dante. Damn, nobody wants to see the dialing.
They're moving to the chat now. They're moving to the chat. They're trying to get over there now. Your show is a
let's
hit,
run it.
bro.
All
People
right.
love it. People love the show.
All right, I'm gonna be back. I'll be back at noon.
Sounds good.
You gotta go handle some stuff.
Appreciate it, brother.
All right, bye.
He did not. 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 He said, "All right, bye." He did not.
Whoa.
No way. No
Something
way.
caught my attention there.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. We've got a lot of stuff to do today. I'm going to be breaking down some Facebook ads with the main man, Drew.biz today. We're going to refine our ads. We've been getting a few people sending us BS, leads. So I'm going to sit down with Drew and I'm going to edit our ad campaign today. That's going to be fun. And then I might actually send the same locations that we're running our ads in to another guy who's giving us ad spend. And we've been calling those deals. We got a property under contract in Atlanta. We got to get back on the phone with that seller and renegotiate. Busy day today. Busy day. And then I got to follow up with a deal in Oklahoma. Hopefully we can get a cool 10K assignment on that one.
What Facebook ads are you guys running for? Cash offers?
Yeah. Get your cash offer now.
I just bought a website domain, welikecash.com.
Welikecash.com. Hey, would you consider buying creativerealestatedeals.com?
Ooh, I just bought ownlater.com for lease options. I bought ownlater.com. I bought movenowbuylater.com, and I bought welikecash.com. I'm in the domain game now.
I like that. I'm also in the domain game.
Gotta get in the domain. I went to go search one and they wanted 20 grand for it. So the domain game is real if you got a good one.
Yeah, the question is who's gonna pay. It's a real question.
Who got the dollars?
I don't know what that question is, Adam. How much do you charge them on excess proceed? I don't know. Ladies and gentlemen, I know I say this pretty much every opportunity I have to say this, but it always makes me feel good when I say the truth. This is the #1 most valuable real estate community in existence. If you haven't already, please consider inviting somebody you think would benefit from being in proximity with these heavy hitters. And guys, if you feel in your soul that you are a heavy hitter, you need to get up on the stage and contribute to these conversations that go on a daily basis and make yourself known in this community. Let people know who you are, where you are, and what you do, and how people can get in touch and do business with you. We will catch you back here tomorrow, same time, same place. Take care. I love real estate, man.